Hi, this is my final video blog for the Cinema 201 class, and I'm going to be talking about Wes Anderson's Rushmore. Wes Anderson is pretty fun to look at because he has such a distinctive style. You know, he uses a lot of really long shots with a lot of movement and a lot of really intricate, almost choreography in them with how everyone moves around. And you start to see that kind of style in Rushmore. It is one of his earlier films, so it isn't quite as defined in it as it is in his later movies. If you've seen Moonrise Kingdom and the Grand Budapest Hotel, it's a lot more serious there with the camera moving from room to room to room and people moving in each of those rooms as the camera goes there. There are some shots like that in Rushmore, though. There's one case where the main character, Max, is talking to his school teacher crush, Mrs. Cross, and the camera follows them as they're looking at different aquariums, and they'll be standing in one window, and then as they move to the next tank, the camera follows them as they're having this whole conversation. It just pans around wherever they go, which is very characteristic of Wes Anderson's movies. The set design is also very characteristic of him. Everything is very intricately placed. If you look at any given picture or screenshot of the movie, everything looks a little bit cluttered, but in a very meticulous kind of position. So, for example, if you look at Max's desk in a pretty early scene in the movie, everything is just placed very symmetrically. The church is very symmetrical, and the characters appear in really symmetrical positions as they're talking in the scenes too. There's a lot of scenes where someone will be walking down a hallway, often it's Max, and the camera follows him and he's straight in the center, and then people are moving around behind him, but he's always centered. Or there will be two people who are in straight profile who are at 1/3 from the inside of the screen facing each other. And that's pretty uncharacteristic. I mean, there's a lot of different angles that people can be seen from movies rather than just straight on or straight from the profile, and having people always viewed from those angles really gives Wes Anderson's movies a mood like it's not real life. The soundtrack kind of adds to that too. The music is really upbeat and just whimsical, I think is the best word to describe basically everything in all of his movies, from the cinematography to the set design. The acting and the characters too. I mean, Wes Anderson always has these really eccentric characters talking and doing really strange things like they're totally serious. I mean, in Rushmore, you have this 15-year-old kid and then some other student's parent who both think it's totally appropriate and normal that they're best friends, and both think it's totally appropriate and normal that they both have a crush on this first grade teacher who is either too old or too young for them. And they just go about it like it's totally normal. And they have these really serious conversations with long, awkward pauses in them with no music playing. And it just totally gives it a really funny mood. And I think it's a lot of the humor in Wes Anderson's movies goes into that. So it's really fun to see his early film development.